And bloodstain. Where should I? Okay, I'll go with the bloodstain first. Duyun found a bloodstain inside the storage area.
膝ぐらいの高さです。
It's about knee high.
座っていたとしたら、この辺が頭だったはずよ。
Also, salute to Juyung, right? She has a panic attack, but she chose to know the truth and stare at Hyesung's body to find out the truth. And she's awesome. If he were crouching, this would have been about where his head was.
さあ、こう見れば、レイナさんの言う通りです。
Yeah, if he was crouching, Juyung must be right. The two nodded, stood back for a moment. Bloodstained storage. Bloodstains on the inner wall of the storage area at about the height of Hyesung's head. Assuming he was crouching at the time. Oh. Okay. His body was found in the storage area. Is that the storage area? Isn't that a bathroom? Or a comfort room? He was lying sideways, crumpled.
座っている状態から倒れたように見えるわ。
Seems like he was crouching then fell. Or maybe... that's... Oh, the storage area of the comfort room? Okay, now that makes sense. It seems like he was crouching then fell. I think he was like punched in the stomach and then he crumpled and then... Boom!
掃除用具室の中にも何か痕跡が残っているぞ。
There's something in the
も
stall.
うちょっと。
Let me look closer. Let me look closer. Storage area, the place where somebody was found. He lay sideways, crumpled. Torso? Yeah, let's go to the torso. You look at the crumpled body lying sideways.
目立った外傷はないみたいです。
There are no other wounds.
衣服も乱れていない。
His clothes are tidy.
争ったり抵抗した傷跡はないわ。
There's no sign of struggle or resistance. The three moved back slowly, trying not to bump into one another. His body lay sideways with no other injuries. Steady clothing implies no signs of physical fight. Okay. Oh, it's the head. Check Hyesung's head where most of the wounds were concentrated. Oof.
りょうくん、大丈夫？
Yeah, are you okay?
気持ち悪いなら無理に見なくても。
You don't have to force yourself with this. Jin shook his head and checked Hyesung's head again. There was a long gash on the back of his head. Long gash. My gosh, what's gash? It was an angle. There's still some blood in it.
大きな傷だけど深くはないようだ。
It's not small, but not deep
あ
enough.
れだけでこうなったとは思えないもの。
What's gash?
この傷、長い棒のようなもので殴られたのか。
Gash like a long wound? Long wound. By the looks of it, it seems to have stuck with a stick. Yes, some backhead. A shallow but long cut has been found. There you go. A shallow, long cut. It's found on the back of Hyesung's head. He might have been hit by a long staff. Where's the murder weapon though? Gyuk took a deep
他の
breath.
ところにも傷があるぞ。
It's another wound on the other side. It was on the side of Hyesung's head. It was large, obviously the fatal wound. So there's two on the head too? It appeared that Hyesung had been struck by a big solid object.
なんでこうなったんでしょうか。
Do you think it was?
トイレにこんな傷ができるようなものってあったかしら？
Is there anything in the restroom that could cause a wound this severe?
そんなものは見当たりませんね。
I don't think so. They couldn't come to a conclusion. It was all just a guesswork at this point. They moved back slowly. He has a side head. There's a large deep wound on the side of the head. He might have been hit by something hard. See? The way Sung-young died and Hyesung died, it's like a double tap, right? Like, to make sure that you're dead. They have the same wound in the head.
スマートウォッチはなんともないわね。割れてもないし、取り外して持っていかれたりしてないわ。
The watch is clean, it's not broken, it doesn't look like anyone tried to take it.
電源もついてます。
The power is on too. Yu-Hyuk tried several functions on the watch.
どうです？何かありましたか？
So, anything? Yu-Hyuk finished checking the watch and handed it over.
シャベッターを使った以外は特に何もないみたいだ。
Nothing much other than using it to access Fader. Yun also checked functions such as Messenger and Fader.
異常はないな。
Nothing has changed.
スマートウォッチにはあまり興味がなかったようね。
I guess they didn't have any interest in the watch. Yes, a watch. Yes, a watch is intact and working. There are no signs of using anything other than Fader. Oh, what's this long gush of trail of blood? After checking the body and immediate area, they left the stall.
床の血痕、そっちも確かめてみましょう。
Let's check the blood stain on the floor as well.
かなり長く伸びてるな。
Isn't this the murder weapon? Pretty long.
トイレの真ん中から掃除用具室まで続いている。
From the center of the restroom all the way to the storage area. That's weird. But it's like he was standing right when we were talking to each other. He was like here. So could it be that he got injured here and then dragged along here, then injured here the second time? Oh, that might be a possibility. She silently stared at the long blood stain. There's a long trail of blood in the center of the room storage area.
モップの絵折れてますよ。
The mop shaft, it's broken.
ひどいわね。
That's horrible.
鈍感です。
Couldn't agree more. The three quietly shook their head. Here.
中に何かあった？
The murderer comes from the toilet. Do you see
いえ
anything?
何も見当たりません。
No, I don't see anything. See? There's nothing in there. Here.
他の個室にも何もないようだ。
Nothing special in the other stalls.
確かに。
Yeah, definitely. Toilet stall. This toilet stall is empty. There are no bloodstains or any other clues. So toilet stalls are clean.
血痕はここから始まっています。
The blood trail starts from here.
ユーマくんはここで襲われたのよ。
That is probably where Hyesung was
近
attacked.
くでもう少し調べてみましょう。
Let's take a closer look. Didn't sight stop at the restroom pillar.
なんだろう。
Look at the blood stain on the pillar.
手の跡だとは考えにくいわ。
From putting his hand on the wall. It's a splash.
ユーマの身長より少し低いな。
That's insulting, Yu-Hyuk. He's already dead and you're still insulting him. It's a little shorter than his standing height.
激しくぶつかった跡かもしれないわ。
It could be a sign of hard impact. Oh,
そのようですね。
I think so. There's a lot of blood. A lot of... I'm just saying my thought and it's written here. There's a lot of blood roughly at the height of an adult on the pillar, suggesting that something struck against it hard. The three of them stood at the center of the
こ
restroom.
こから血痕が始まってるわ。
The blood trail starts from here. Juyuk shook his head, covering his mouth.
あっちは引きずられた後で、ここには血が溜まっていますね。
That was the trail of blood over there, but here we can see a pool of blood. Center of the room, there's a pool of blood. Center of the restroom.
掃除用のモップの絵が
There's the murder
凶器だった
weapon.
みたいね。
I I think the mop shop was used.
もともと掃除用具室にあったはずですよ。
It's probably in the storage area.
真っ二つになってる。
It's broken in half. Julian bit his lip and just stood there. A mop, which was leaned against the wall, is broken into pieces lying on the ground. Maybe he did try to struggle.
目につくところは全部確かめたぞ。
It looked pretty much everywhere.
一体誰がこんなこと。
Who would do such thing? Julian wiped her eyes with her hand. Are you fine?
どう見てもこれは事故ではないわ。
This definitely was not an accident. Sil and Ina came toward them.
どうです？一体何があったんですか？
How does it look? What happened?
本当に誰かにやられたの？
I did this to him. The three look at one another. They exchange glances, wondering where to begin. Julian took a step forward. What
こ
the
こでやら
say?
れたんですよね。
He could attack here, right?
武器らしいものはあった？
I think I'm about to screw up
どうやって
things.
始めたの？
Is there anything that could have been used as a weapon? How did it begin? The two scrambled to ask questions. The topics were the crime scene, initial wound, and the weapon. Oh, there you
俺
go.
たちが
I
見た
think
ところによると、
the way I see it, I'm about to screw this up. Oh. The place where the incident initially happened, his injury, and the weapon used, or the place where the incident initially happened. Okay, so in the center of the restroom. Here. Then his injury. Back, axis, pillar. Inside, side head. Deep wound side of the head. He must have been hit something hard. So this is like the death blow, right? Because they said that on the back of his head it's like a long gash, but it's not that deep, and then at the side of his head is the deep wound. So this is the second one, his injury, and the weapon uses the mop. It's the toilet stall. The weapon uses the toilet stall. Okay, the mop. I hope this is right. I hope I won't have any consequences on what are these.
トイレの真ん中の血痕が痕跡の始発点だった。
The blood trail started from the center of the room.
血の量もそうだし、最初に攻撃を受けた地点に違いない。
Considering the amount of blood, this must be where Hyesung was initially attacked. Okay.
傷跡と一致するものを見つけたんだ。
We found an object that matches the head wound.
床に転がっていたモップの絵だった。
A mop shop that was lying on the floor.
あの真っ二つになってるやつ。
The one that's broken in half?
殴ったせいで折れたんだと思う。
It's broke during the attack on Hyesung.
側頭部の傷が致命傷だったんだ。
The wound on the side of his head was the fatal blow.
それって最初にやられたとこ？
Is that the initial wound? No.
即死だったってことですか？
Meaning he died immediately. No, Hyesung received another wound on his head before his fatal injury.
いや、順番を間違えた。
I had it wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. Julian came forward, saying that Dane was hesitating. Oh my gosh, I'm
量が
sorry.
混乱しているよう
I was a little bit confused. I'm sorry, okay? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
少し
That's okay,
休んだ方がいい
I'm
わよ。
trying to put puzzles.
あとは私たちが説明するわ。
I'm sorry. Is it at the side one? Oh
もう
no.
一度やります。
大丈夫ですか？
Yeah, I'm
ね
fine.
え、レイナさんの言う通り休んだ方がいいと思うよ。
Oh, I'm fine. I swear I'm
Yeah.
fine.
ちゃんと話すから。
Isn't that the final blow? Okay, so it's not the side of his head. Get out of there. Shallow long cut. This will be fun. He said that his injury. I was talking about the death blow. Then this should be it. Look, I jump at a one step.
トイレの真ん中の血痕が
I go to the
痕
death
跡の
blow.
始発点だ。血の
And
量
that's
も
his
そうだし、
initial injury. It just said it's his
ユ
injury.
ーマの頭から
Well, that makes sense
行動に
actually if you really think
細
about
長く
it.
切れた部分があっ
What
た
am I
けど、
arguing
一旦そこ
arguing
が
about?
最
It says it's his
何度も
injury.
攻撃したってことですか？
Oh, he's saying a new line. I'm sorry. Are you saying he was attacked multiple times? I think so.
傷跡から考えると長い棒のようなもので殴られたんだと。
Wait, what did he said? Okay, okay, okay. We found 2 wounds on his head. On the back of his head was a gash that was long, but not particularly deep. I think that was the initial wound. Are saying he was attacked multiple times? I think so. By the looks of the wound, I think he was hit by a long shaft or stick. Okay, now we're done.
傷跡と一致するものを見つけた。
Mentality goes down.
床に転がっていたモップ。
あの真っ二つ
I
になっ
won't
てる
I
や
won't
つ。
like
殴った
change
せいで
my decision
折れ
because
たんだ
it's
と
like
思う。
this is my first time playing this part.
もう一度まとめよう。
Let me recap.
ユーマは最初トイレの真ん中で襲われたみたいだ。
It looks like Hyesung was initially attacked in the center of the
血の
restroom.
量もそうだし、他の血痕が続いてる様子から見てもね。
Yeah, considering the pool of blood over there and trail of blood.
最初にやられたのは多分後頭部だろう。
I think the initial wound is the one in the back of his head.
深い傷ではなかった。細長く切れてた様子だったし。
It was a long gash, but it wasn't deep.
長い棒のようなもので殴られたみたいだ。
Like he was hit with some sort of stick.
折れたモップの柄は見つかったわ。
Then we found a broken mop shaft.
ここまでが最初に起きたことだと思う。
It's probably what happened in the beginning.
後頭部ならそもそも背を向けてたってこと？
So Hyesung was facing from the attacker, right?
そんな不注意なやつじゃないと思うんだけどな。
He was the type of a person who would carelessly enough to do that. Hyesung first attack. Hyesung was attacked in the restroom since like a mop found at the scene was used in the initial attack.
だったら致命傷は何だったの？
What was the fatal
出血
injury?
がひどかったのかも。
No, he doesn't. Lose a lot of blood. The issue was the fatal injury.
そっちはもう確かめたよ。
We already checked.
致命傷がどんなものでどうやって負ったのか。
Okay, there's another card. What the fatal injury was and how he received
さ
it.
っきの調べでは
From what we saw, he was fatal injury received by Hyesung and was pause. What was the fatal injury received? It is now I'm right on this. Oh, I think I know what happened. He was like struck into pillar, and then he finally dead. He finally died, and then his body fell off, of course. So there's the blood trail, and then there's this guy or this killer put him into the storage room and then let him sit down. And then while he's sitting down, the killer positioned him sitting down against the wall so that there's a blood stain over there. And then he just fell off. That's why he's like crumpled. Is that what happened? I think that's what happened. What was the cause? Yeah, it's the pillar. I think that's what happened, and I'm confident with it.
洗面台の横の柱、頭より少し低いところに大きな血痕がある。
On the pillar next to the sink, there's a large blood stain at the height slightly lower than where his head would have been.
どう見ても血が飛び散った跡じゃない。
It isn't just a regular blood splatter.
ここにぶつかりでもしたってこと？
He said I actually hit it.
多分
I guess so. Yeah! Yes,
ユ
I'm
ーマの
so
側頭部
right.
には広い傷があった。
Hyesung had a wide wound on the side of his
バラ
head.
ンスを崩してあの柱に激しくぶつかったみたいだ。
I think he hit his head hard against the pillar as he fell over to the
そ
side.
れが致命的だったんですね。
Must have been severe.
ひょっとして滑ってぶつかったのかも。
Ina, come on, you're smarter than this. Could it be that he just slipped?
致命傷になるぐらい激しくぶつかったとは説明できないと思う。
It wouldn't explain how he would hit his head so hard as to be
それ
fatal.
に最初の傷は明らかに誰かにやられたものだ。
Plus, the first one was clearly inflicted by someone.
整理すると致命傷は側頭部のものだった。
To summarize, the fatal injury was found on the side of his
洗
head.
面台の横の柱、あれが原因だ。
The pillar next to the sink, that was the cause of the fatal injury.
バランスを崩して倒れ、強くぶつけたみたい。
No, not that hard. There's a force applied in there. I think he lost balance and hit his heart against it.
他に痕跡は見当たらないから、それが決め手になったはずだ。
There's no sign of anything else. The impact must have been decisive.
背後から殴られてあっちにぶつかったのかな。
Do you think he bumped his head against it as he got hit on the back of his head?
直接見ていない以上は推測するしかないですね。
We can only guess since we weren't there. Fatal, the one that said probably the direct cause of death. He struck the pail of the restroom, but it didn't seem like an accident.
ここで致命傷を負ったんなら、床に横たわっていないとダメでしょ。
The pillar was what caused the fatal injury. Should be lying on the floor.
運ばれたんですよ、掃除用具室に。
Someone moved him. They were talking about Hyesung was drugged into the storage.
そうだ。自分で動いたとは思
Oh,
えない。
it still goes on?
俺たちが見つけたのは
Here's what we've discovered. I'm still going to use cards? Oh no. Which lady Hyesung was moved? Of course the blood trail. And, or so sideways, no injuries, tied being close, no physical fight. Hyesung watch intact. Blood in inner wall storage area, but the height of Hyesung head, assuming he was crouching. Time. I'm going with this, right? I'm going with this. I'm going with my story. I hope it is right.
引きずられた血痕だった。トイレの真ん中から掃除用具室まで続いている。
The blood stain extended from the center of the restroom storage area.
ユーマをそこまで引きずっていったらしい。
That's how we know Hyesung was dragged into the storage
それ以
area.
外の痕跡は見当たりませんね。
I didn't see any trails of blood.
抵抗もできなかったのかな。
He didn't even fight back.
意識を失っていたと思うよ。
He might have been unconscious by then.
ユーマがいた掃除用具室の壁に血痕があったんだ。
There was a blood stain on the wall inside the stall where we found
運ん
him.
でから壁にもたれかけさせたんだ。
I knew it! That's what happened. He must have been moved and laid against the
発
wall.
見した時は横たわっていたんでしょ。
But wasn't he lying down when you found him?
バランスを崩して倒れたかもしれない。
I knew it! So good! I'm so good!
整理すると犯人はユーマを引きずって掃除用具室の中に運んでいった。
In other words, the attacker dragged Hyesung to the stall and left him there.
ユーマは壁に寄りかかったけど倒れて
He leaning against the wall, but soon fell to the floor. I get it right. I am so happy.
隠そうとしたのかな。しばらくの間見つからないように。
Was the attacker trying to hide him so he wouldn't be discovered for a while?
それにしては適当すぎるような。
But I don't think that's the case because this is too clumsy.
掃除用具室のドアも閉まってなかったわよ。
The attacker didn't even close the door.
他に狙いがあったのかな。
I think there was some other reason.
ただ慌てていたのかもしれませんよ。
Maybe the attacker was a little out of it. Hyesung moved. The culprit seems to kill Hyesung at the center of the restroom and move his body in the stall for storing cleaning tools.
本当に抵抗もしないでやられたの？
We're saying he didn't even fight back.
性格上ありえないんだけど、
It's not like him, or maybe because it's one of us.
見逃したものがあるのではないでしょうか。
If it's one of them, then Hyesung won't really fight back the first time because he knew them, right? We're going to focus on the signs of Hyesung didn't resist. Oh,
そう
there's
だ
another card? Well, the way I see it, oh no. Oh no, this is the part that I don't know. Which girl he didn't resist at all? Okay, it's just a clue that Hyesung didn't resist, not they're asking me why he didn't resist. His body lay sideways with no other injuries. His tidy clothes impressed no signs of physical fight. My god, you watch working. Okay, I think this. Oh! I also watched this intact and working. There are no signs of using any other than filter. Which clue indicates that Hyesung didn't resist at all. Does toilet stall really get into this? if toilet stall is one of the answers, I'll be so pissed.
頭以外には目立った外傷がないんだ。
Except for his head, he looked fine.
着衣に乱れもなかったし、荒らされた形跡もなかった。
His clothes were tidy, nothing about him was disheveled.
最初に殴られたところも後頭部だと言ってたし、
Also, the initial attack was to the back of his head.
最初から油断してたのかな。
Maybe he was at ease when it happened. Because he
スマートウォッ
he
チをい
knew
じった
that
痕跡はな
person.
かった。いや、逆に何もなさすぎた。
The watch looked untouched too. It looked rather
念のため
clean.
に確かめたけど、別に手を出したものはないようだった。
I checked it just in case, but it was left as is.
指紋とかを全部拭き取ったんじゃないかしら。
Do you think it's my finger with any fingerprints? It
ス
might
マートウォッチ
be.
が綺麗だということは、争ってないという証拠でもあるんだ。
Clean watch indicates that there was no physical altercation. Ah, I get it right.
ユーマは頭部に2度の傷を負った。
He also had 2 head
そ
injuries.
の他の傷は全くなかったし、
And there were no other wounds.
相手を見ていない可能性もある。
There's a chance he didn't even notice the attacker's presence.
折れたモップのことなんだけど、
Think about the broken mop shop.
飛んでいた方向からすると中からドアの方向に向けて殴ったんだと思う。
If you think about where we found it, it would have been swung from behind his heel. So he really knew the attacker. Because he's trusting him or her. Turning around looking pale.
攻撃してくるなんて予想できなかったの。
No, it's one of you. Maybe he wasn't even aware of the attack.
どう見ても気まずい結論ではあります。
No matter how you look at it, it brings us to a difficult conclusion. Actually, it might be Gyu-Hyuk. Like, he's the most capable and like he's the last one to talk to him, and then when Ina came, he's not there anymore. But when Ina came, I think she will like saw the blood stains in here. So that will, but she didn't even see it. She just said that she's nowhere to be found. I don't think she'll miss the blood stains on the wall if it's Gyu who really killed him. He has some ambush. There are no some struggle wounds, not head wound. He also should have been facing the door when he was attacked on surprise. He also was ambushed even before he had time to react. He was hit on the back of the head with the mop, and then he died at the struck of the pillar. The attacker dragged him to the storage area, then they hit somebody against the wall and disappeared. When and why did Hyesun go to the restroom? Why did Hyesun turn his back on his attacker? Where did the attacker came from? When did the attacker assault Hyesun? Where's the attacker hiding right now? It's among us. These confusing thoughts made Doyeon head pound. What was most painful was the loss of Hyesun. Doyeon groaned as the shards of shattered memories pricked at him like thorns. Poor Hyesun. The group walked toward the central corridor. I mean, I cannot save Hyesun because I cannot talk him out of it. But I want to bring justice to his death. Even though he's immature, still doesn't deserve to die. He's just trying to survive. She's still a lot to learn though. When did it happen?
それより一体誰の仕業でしょう。
I'm more curious as to who did this.
今言えることは一つしかない。絶対一人で行動しちゃいけないってことだ。
One thing is clear, we should all stick together from now on. Thank you, bro, Gyu-Hyuk Lee. You're really my bro. Stop. Jo-young, stop going to places. They're all gathered in one place. They're really exchanging glances. Maybe they began to suspect one another. Oh no. In this situation, what to do with a survivor's alibi? Not a good time to go over each one. It will ruin the mood. Can trust one with a clear alibi. Need to go over each at least once. But I need to go over at least once. But it will ruin the mood. Look, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. This is my first time playing this part. I really don't know what a good time to go over each one. I mean, you could just stick together until the rescue team arrives, but
?ちょっといいかな。
no, I have something to say.
ユーマは誰かに襲撃されたんだ。
Hyasun was ambushed by someone.
不意打ちをされたのはほぼ間違いない。
It's pretty clear he was letting his guard down when it happened. All eyes were on Doyun.
少なくともいつ起きたのかは確認してみる必要がある。
We need to at least figure out when this
みん
happened.
な、ユーマが楽屋にこもった後、どんなことがあったのか、もっと詳しく話してみよう。
Talk about what each one of us doing after Hyasun went to the dressing room. To the dressing room? Wait. I'm so confused with the locations. Other silence filled the corridor. Okay.
りょうくんの意見に私は賛成よ。
I agree with Doyun. See, Jooyoung and Gyu-hyuk is one
僕
of
た
the
ちの中
people.
にいるってことですか？
I mean, not one of the people, but the people who are level-headed in this situation. That's why I trust them now. I'm implying one of us attacked
レイ
him.
ナさん、大丈夫ですか？
Rena-san, does it bother
大
you?
丈夫なわけないでしょ。
Of course it does.
でもね、漠然としているからもっと不安に感じるのよ。
Look, we're growing restless only because we have no clues of what's going on.
詳しく調べたら絶対私たちじゃないって結論が出るかもしれない。
Once we get things straight, we might be able to reach a conclusion that puts all of us in the clear. Also, if you just ignore this, because it's like, as Songyeon is telling that the last place will be eliminated, if you just ignore this, then you might not know how to counter the next one.
その方がいいと思うわ。
I'm hoping that would be better result for us.
じゃあ私もレイナさんとりょうちゃんの意見に賛成よ。
I agree with Rena-san and Ryo-chan.
頭が張り裂けそう。さっさと話してみよう。
My head's about to burst. Let's get the facts straight.
少なくともお互いに疑うのは嫌だから。
I don't want us to suspect one another. It was agreed that they should check their whereabouts before the attack.
リョウが戻ってからユーマに会いに行った。その途中で揺れがあって。
I went to see Hyasun after Doyun came back. On the way, there was a tremor.
楽屋で彼の説得に失敗して戻ってきたけど、時間はよく覚えていない。
I came back from the dressing room after failing to persuade Hyasun, but I can't remember exactly what time it was.
戻った後にユーマが喋ったに投稿したよね。
He wrote a post on Twitter after Gyu-hyuk had come back.
その直前だと考えればいいと思う。
I guess it happened right before that. Gyu-hyuk big whoop. He went to the dressing room after Do-yoon. Then a tremor came. After he failed to persuade Hyasun, he came back to the stage to big whoop with the others.
私はあいつが投稿したのを見てから楽屋に行った。
I went to the central corridor after checking out his post.
確かケイちゃんが来てから何分か経った時だと思う。
It was a few minutes after Gyu-hyuk had come back. Ina headed to the dressing room alone after reading Hyasun's provocative post when Gyu-hyuk came back.
一人だったからちょっと怖くて、ゆっくり楽屋の前まで歩いていった。
I was a little scared to go alone, so I took my time getting to the dressing room.
少ししてから揺れが過ぎ去って、楽屋の中にユーマはいなかった。
The tremor passed after a bit, but Hyasun wasn't in the dressing room.
僕はクニカちゃんが言った地震の直後に楽屋に行きました。
I went to the dressing room just after the tremor.
5分もかからなかったと思いますよ。ほとんど走っていきましたから。
Must have been less than 5 minutes because I nearly ran. Soon after Ina left for the dressing room, tremor occurred. Sel went to the central corridor to find Ina after the tremor died down.
私は揺れが起きた時、ケイ君とリョウ君と一緒にいたわ。
I was with Gyu-hyuk and Do-yoon when the tremor occurred.
この状況のせいか、いきなり過呼吸が起こったの。
Things got me stopped and I started to hyperventilate.
リョウと話していた時、レイナさんが突然いなくなったからびっくりしましたよ。
I was talking to Do-yoon when Jane disappeared suddenly. I was really worried about her.
ごめんね。落ち着かなきゃと思って。
Sorry, I was trying to suppress it.
人それぞれ 方法が違うのよ。
Everyone has their own way of dealing with panic attacks.
レイナさんがどこにもいないから電話したんですよ。
I called Juyoung after finding out she was
繋が
missing.
らない間にみんなが戻ってきたんです。
While I was trying to make a call, you guys come back.
クニカさんとナオト君、レイナさんまで全員。
Everyone including Ina, Sale, and Juyoung.
それじゃあ正確な時刻は
So the exact time was...
俺が電話した時刻を確かめたら
Check
わ
the...
かるはず。
I'll check the time I called. Juyoung traced dreams were about. Due to her hyperventilation, she was catching her breath in front of the door to the central corridor. And we already established that Juyoung is not faking it, right? She even died the first route because she was like panicking and go to another place, and then there's a tremor. Then had a rough picture of everyone's whereabouts. They talk a little more, they will be able to get their timeline straight. Juyoung continued again, going over the recent conversation in his head. Oh, the same! The second victim! Communication started at 2:20. Oh my gosh, now this is my first time playing this.